What I'd like to now do is introduce Interim Vice President Rosemary Costigan, who's going to talk to us about some programs and plans.
Good morning, everyone, and I welcome you back, faculty and staff, to academic year 2016-2017. I would like to share some initiatives, some collaborations, and some general updates from the Department of Academic Affairs. I would like to begin by congratulating the faculty that we saw highlighted in the video in terms of their excellence and the recognition they received both locally and nationally, in addition to our own internal recipients of excellence in teaching. You are reflective of the excellence that we see right in front of us today and in every classroom every day. Institutional-wide initiatives that have progressed throughout the summer that Dr. Hughes had referred to and had included initiatives that had actually begun prior to Dr. Hughes's arrival with multiple measures. So this semester we're seeing several hundred students who are using best practices with multiple measurements to place them in college-ready courses. In some cases, these courses will be supported in a co-requisite model. This will enable the students to get to college gateway courses in a more thoughtful and expedient way and to reach their goals. And as I said, in some cases this will require and be provided wraparound supports. Secondly, as a part of this, we have developed accelerated learning pathways. The English department has been working on this for several years and actually has expanded this semester to 24 sections for this model that has shown very good success. The math department, under a faculty learning community that was formed this summer, with several faculty members from both English and math going to Baltimore for a national conference on this model, have proposed 3 different models to be launched this semester in math to meet this developmental math need, as well as readying college gateway courses to our students. An early alert system is also going to be implemented for students that are involved in this pilot. Faculty who are involved in the pilot have been notified and they will receive further detailed information today from Student Success. This is a voluntary program. However, it's one of the best practices in terms of persistence, where students who are getting into trouble through not attending classes early on can be flagged, and communication to Student Success Center can be expedited, and outreach can be made to those students. This is how we keep students in the classroom and help them in every way we can. So I would encourage as many of you to participate in this initiative as possible. Collaborative efforts. Along the lines of developmental math and English, CCRI has been asked to join Rhode Island College, the University of Rhode Island, and the Office of Post-Secondary Commissioner to form a task force to look at further statewide models on best practices. I can say that I believe CCRI has led the way and will be looked at as an expert counsel to our sister institutions. In January, the task force will meet with a nationally recognized expert in math and English co-requisite models at CCRI with the goal of scaling up developmental efforts by the spring of 2018. We are concurrently working with Rhode. We've had 2 meetings this summer with our partners in secondary school systems and leadership within Rhode to explore how we can assist them in helping to send students that are college ready to CCRI for terms of math and English. We are in the very, very early stages, so our next meeting will be including chairs and subsequently the experts, the faculty members who can help to develop a program that will assist our partners in the K through 12 system in terms of what are our learning outcomes, what do our students need to know day one entering a math and or English course so that they are ready to succeed. In addition, we've had a significant dialogue with University of Rhode Island and Rhode Island College. I can say since April, we have had 3 meetings with Rhode Island College with the sole purpose to improve our articulation. I'm happy to highlight that in particular our social work program under the guidance of Chairperson Carol Patnote is working with the chair from the social work program at Rhode Island College, which is a well-known, renowned program, to ensure that our students who are graduating from here have a seamless pathway. Last year, as many of you will recall, the nursing program established a very seamless pathway with the University of Rhode Island. So there are very good models. We also met, Vice President Enright and myself, in June with Provost Don DeHaze from the University of Rhode Island and Vice President Ron Pitt from Rhode Island College to look at how we may better improve those transfer agreements. This is great news, and we have really developed a very good working relationship, and I'm very optimistic that we will be able to have a productive outcome. The Performing Arts Music Department will be partnering with the University of Rhode Island, Wheaton College, and Brown University at Trinity Repertory Company in a production titled, quote, 1 Minute Play Festival, Our Response. This work is in response to Trinity's production last year surrounding the events in Ferguson, Missouri. The performance will be based upon open forums and workshops that will be held at all 4 colleges. The feedback that is received through these workshops and forums will then serve to create these 1-minute plays. There are going to be open forums here September 29th at 5 p.m. and a workshop on September 30th, 1 to 3. Location will be disseminated by marketing, I assume, and congratulations to Chairperson Mark Rhode and Professor Ted Clement for their work on this initiative. In October, CCRI will be hosting the Regional Conference of the Community College Humanities Association Eastern Division at the Biltmore Hotel. The speakers will include Mike Cross, a chemistry professor at Northern Essex Community College. Professor Cross went undercover as an associate degree student to experience what it is like to attend community college in pursuit of an associate degree while working and managing a family. So we look forward to his findings and his experiences. In addition to Professor Cross, poet Bruce Weigel, author of An Abundance of Nothing, and author and historian John T. Shore, who wrote JFK in the Senate, Pathway to the Presidency, will also be presenting at this conference in October. Additionally, faculty and administrators from CCRI will be serving on panel discussions and presenting. Members of the Social Sciences Department, English Department have worked tirelessly on this conference to make this conference a reality, and a special thanks goes to Professor Suzanne McCormick for leading the efforts and our commitment to the humanities. Other collaborative efforts, we have received requests from outside business entities, including our business department, in looking to partner with some of our leading business partners in the community for an associate's degree in business. So this is developing. It is very exciting, and they are looking to send some of their employees who do not have an associate's degree, and they see this as a win-win, as do we, in terms of allowing their progression of their employees into the academic sphere. In June, the engineering department was asked to collaborate in a large multi-institutional grant proposal led by Brown University entitled, quote, Innovation for Carbon Capture, Utilization, and Storage. This is a major grant with the goal to create a pipeline of diverse students well prepared to pursue degrees in engineering and other STEM disciplines. The benefits to CCRI include research opportunities, curriculum resources, and a potential pipeline for our students to move on into the engineering fields, including Brown University. The Ryan Institute at the University of Rhode Island, dedicated to exploration in the area of brain science and neurological degenerative diseases, has met with us and requested that we become partners in the sense sense that they would like to come in, meet with our science departments, our health sciences, as well as our human services. They're doing remarkable work in neurodegenerative diseases and have offered to come in and do lectures, and have also asked us if we would partner with them for a conference week in March entitled Brain Week, in which URI is partnering with Brown. And we are now looking for faculty who would be interested in the planning phases of that, and actually have some of the programs and lecture offerings offered here at the community college in March. So it's a phenomenal opportunity. And divisional information, the Division of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, we recognize the art department and its achievement of receiving accreditation by the National Association of Schools of Art and Design, NASAD. Congratulations to the entire art department, particularly Yvonne Lennon and former chairperson Mark Zellers. This is a very prestigious recognition. There are only 22 community colleges in the country that have this, so that's an outstanding achievement, and congratulations to you. Finally, in human services, there is a new gerontology certificate that will be launched this semester, and that has received approval from the council back in February. Business, science, and technology, lots of initiatives and exciting initiatives occurring there. We have a new advanced manufacturing associate degree, as well as 5 additional certificates, and that program begins this fall. In addition, we will be launching this fall our first cybersecurity associate degree course. We are also the host to a cyber range, which is the only academic cyber range in the region. This range was made possible through the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agreement. It's worth over $1 million, and it will service not only our students but also some of our partners in the area of defense. So congratulations to Mike Kelly and his team for getting this program off the ground. They are currently initiating application for accreditation through cybersecurity through the NSA and the Center for Academic Excellence of 2-year colleges, and collaborating with Roger Williams University for a seamless pathway. So again, congratulations to them. In the area of allied health and rehabilitative sciences, nursing is launching a new curriculum. And this has been a 2.5-year process, and I would like to acknowledge everyone who has worked tirelessly to do that. This is an outstanding program. We will continue to excel, and I am very, very proud. We went through our internal processes, our external processes, with May receiving notification from our accrediting agency that they approved this new curriculum, and they were not even coming out for visits, so that was really very nice. So I'd like to thank the nursing leadership and the faculty for this remarkable transformation. The division will also welcome, and this is a multidisciplinary, state-of-the-art simulation center. I think many of you, especially in the allied health and nursing areas, have heard us talk about this for many years, probably 10 years. It's a reality. So I would invite anybody to go up and take a look at the new simulation center located on the Flanagan campus. We look forward to a formal ribbon cutting later in the fall, but we have mannequins that can talk and blink and do a lot of things. So very, very exciting work being done there. I would just like to touch on governance. Many of you hopefully saw our email. Our first step is to meet with the steering committee of the governance. It is imperative that we get the governance structure up and running and effective. So I would ask all of you, faculty particularly, please familiarize yourself with what openings are available. We're going to ask that that information get disseminated to departments. It is absolutely imperative that these committees be fully complemented so that we are able to truly work in a shared governance model. We also, in May, through the TAC3 grant, were able to hire a prior learning assessment coordinator. It was actually a deliverable for the TAC3 grant. Dr. Douglas Floor came to us from Georgia, has a very, very vast and comprehensive background in this area, and he has been developing a policy on prior learning assessment. That policy is draft. It will be heading to academic advisory later in September. And we will be sharing that information as well. Dr. Floor is meeting with department chairs for high-volume interest areas that seek prior learning to develop best practices. In November, the Office of Post-Secondary Commissioner will be hosting a conference that we are contributing to in the area of prior learning assessment for all 3 academic institutions. Lastly, in February, CCRI will be submitting a follow-up report to our 2014 comprehensive NEASC accreditation report. Its sole focus is on student learning outcome achievement, and we are developing and have identified a steering committee that will be comprised of the deans and myself, working with the chairs and with some facilitation by Dr. Floor to actually bring the content together. We're taking an approach that looks at departments that are currently collecting data, and that's many of the accredited programs, and then looking at programs and departments that we need to improve some of the data collection. So you will be hearing more about that throughout the fall. Jean Mullaney has done some great work through her assessment role and has collected many samples, writing samples from most departments in what we call a multi-state collaborative. So this has actually provided us with some very good data. We look really good. There are a couple of areas that we could improve upon, and it is our goal that we have a continuous quality improvement initiative to announce to you early in the fall surrounding 1 or 2 of those metric areas that we would like to see some improvement on. In closing, I would like to quote a Japanese proverb. Quote, "Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is 1 day with a great teacher." And what this really means is that when it comes down to it, students value their interaction with teachers. Many times when we speak with students, they actually name a teacher who had an impact. I could name several of them standing here today, who were here in 1976 when I walked in very, very nervous and afraid of the road ahead. I am very grateful to them every day. They took me all the way through a pathway that was not seamless, so I have a very personal vested interest that we get there, but it was all through the state system. It was Rhode Island College, it was the University of Rhode Island. So with that message, I wish you well, I congratulate you, I thank you, and I wish you a very successful, productive, and satisfying academic year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosemary. If I can welcome Dave Patton, our Vice President for Business Affairs.
Good morning, all. I'd like to go through the 125 things that Business Affairs has done in the last year. No, just kidding. I'll be very brief because we've saved the best for last, which is really Ted, not me. This college began over 50 years ago with what was known as the Miracle on Promenade Street. Today we have 4 sites, 2 satellites, and a public-private partnership brewing in Westerly called the Westerly Education Center, a site that will be a showplace for workforce development. Professor Murray was correct. We are lucky to be working at this institution. I know I consider myself lucky to be part of this college, not only as a staff member, but also from the perspective of a former student. The success of this institution is due to people. Education is a people business. People who work here, faculty and staff, have produced over 66,000 graduates and have grown this college from an idea in the early 1960s to the largest community college in New England. It is commitment of faculty and staff that had put this college on the map, and it is the same people that will make this institution not only the largest, but the best in New England. I want to recognize one of our colleagues who started working here in 1968. After 48 years of service, Fred Colonies is retiring effective the end of this week. Fred, we all wish you a long, happy, and healthy retirement. Where are you, Fred? Thank you. The role of my team and I is to manage financial, human, physical, and technological resources. We align resources around a strategic plan of the college. President Hughes and the senior team is in the process of selecting a firm to conduct an inclusive process to update CCRI's institutional master plan. This will be an inclusive process, so I ask you to engage in this important work. And I realize that I'm the last of 9 speakers, so nobody will remember a word I say, but please remember the word engagement. We will work very hard to create opportunities for faculty and staff to engage in these processes. It is only by working together that we will be able to take CCRI to the next level and make it truly great. How do we go from good to great? It, again, is through people. I want to introduce you to the newest member of the Business Affairs Leadership Team, our Chief Information Officer, Tony Parziali. Tony joins us from Palm Beach State College, a public community college in Florida, obviously, with over 50,000 students, 4 campuses, soon to be 5, and it is growing. In every meeting that I have with Tony, he brings up lessons learned or best practice from his experience, not only in the private sector, but also working in higher education. So thank you, Tony. We're lucky to have you with us. I want to close by talking about the multi-million-dollar investment of the Board of Education is making in our college. And I want to say thank you, Bill, for your leadership and support. We can't do it without you. The total investment is over $70 million. We have a $13 million asset protection line, which includes this current fiscal year going forward. $13 million of asset protection is for things like replacing roofs, the work we're doing in Newport, dome replacements in Providence that were completed last year, a number of kind of routine maintenance, repairing and updating assets, and the buildings are our biggest asset, second to our people. The Warwick renewal has a $24 million budget. We are in year 3 of a 5-year plan for Warwick renewal. You may have noticed that when you drive in the main driveway, there's a new marquee sign. So no longer will we be having maintenance staff out in the rain and ice and snow replacing letters. Nothing says 1970s like having these folks out there. So sorry for all the nostalgia buffs in the audience. We also have a Lincoln renewal on our capital plan. That's a $30 million project, even more money than the Warwick renewal. And defining the scope of that project will start with the work that we're going to do with the institutional master plan. We have also ADA compliance upgrades of $2 million, and even in Newport, a fairly new campus, there is work that has to be done there to make the building fully compliant. And also Lincoln Lecture Halls is a $1 million upgrade, and that's another public-private partnership with the Champlin Foundation. Thank you, Marjorie, for your good work in getting that grant. My commitment to you all is to create opportunities for students, staff, and faculty to shape these capital projects. Winston Churchill once said, "We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us." I invite you to work with my team and I on these projects. We will shape the facilities, which will shape students for the next 50 years. Thank you and have a great academic year.
All right, we're almost at the end, and I would agree, best for last. Let's welcome Associate Professor Ted Clement, a 1998 Community College of Rhode Island graduate, to close our program today. Thank you.
Thank you, President Hughes. Good morning. I stand before you today as proof positive of the direct effect that the Community College of Rhode Island has on people who have little expectation of self-improvement. Like many CCRI students, I was the first member of my family to enroll in college, which means that my hard-working, salt-of-the-earth family was mystified at my choice to attend. I had never shown prowess as a student and had, in fact, gone to great pains to avoid any serious effort in school. I had always behaved as though it was some kind of burden or punishment, and aside from drama club, had never put in any kind of serious effort. To be honest, I'm pretty sure that my family perceived it as a means of putting off real life, avoiding getting a real job. Let's be honest again, they were probably right. I had no real direction and no real intention of putting in any more of an effort here at CCRI than I had in high school. Now, I'm the theater coordinator and an associate professor in the performing arts department of the largest community college in New England. I serve as co-vice chair of the Kennedy Center American College Theater Festival, Region 1, which provides up to 1,200 college theater students an annual week-long conference at various locations around the Northeast. I'm an actor, director, producer, and designer, and I'm the artistic director of an award-winning theater company that produces an annual season in Providence, Rhode Island. Now, what changed me? Why did I suddenly start to care about success? What magic formula cured me of my apathy and filled me with the desire to achieve? One word: you. You did this. You and people just like you. In fact, many of the people who had the most profound effect on me are probably sitting in this room right now. Ray Kilduff, Deb Gerard, Lee Martin, John Cole, and most of all, Bert Silverberg. While I was your student, you did so much more than teach me facts and figures, words and language, theories and experiments, process and procedures. You made me see who I am and what I am. You challenged me with firm and gentle guidance to earn the right to self-determination, to be the thing that I chose to be. What a gift that is. What a treasure. Here's the best part. I'm not unique. I'm not an anomaly or a miracle or unlikely. Every day we hear stories from former CCRI students of the ways that they were changed by this place. How they were not just saved from mediocrity, but genuinely touched by their journey through our community, our classes, our laboratories, our hallways, our cafeterias, our athletic centers, our galleries, and yes, our theaters. Each of them can attest to the fact that they were better prepared and more proficient achievers in their further education and their careers than their peers because of the growth and development that they experienced at the Community College of Rhode Island. This is what we make, all of us. The better student, the inquisitive thinker, the innovative designer, the creative expresser. This is what you've given me. This is why I'm here. If I can manage to have half of the positive impact on my students that this institution has had on me, I consider myself successful. That's why so many of us come back, get jobs here, have careers here, make our lives here. In fact, everyone in this room who's ever been a student at the Community College of Rhode Island, please raise your hand. I rest my case. To work here means more than just to have a job, a schedule, and a paycheck. To work here is to be part of something bigger than ourselves, to share a mission. We change lives. And speaking as one life that has literally been changed, I just wanted to say thank you very, very much. And everybody, have a great semester.